Hello everyone, my name is Trittany and I'm the reader here at the Crown and Castle Collective. We're all kings and queens of our own kingdom that we call life. This is a pick a pile, pick a deck style reading. No matter which pile you choose, there are 3 of them, timestamps in the comments. No matter which pile you do choose, they all have 2 oracle decks that I've pre-shuffled and selected. This is a new setup. Hello, hi, I have moved. This is the 3rd time I think I've moved while having this channel or something crazy like that. So it's a new shift in energy. So I'm trying to get everything figured out. This might just be a temporary setup for right now as far as what I plan to do. So just bear with me. It's going to be a short one here as we test out this setup. But each time stamp down below, pile number 1, you have the Everyday Witch Tarot. Has a kitty on it. Yes. And then pile number 2, I always say this wrong, or at least I don't know how to say it for sure because I've never had someone tell me. But is it Ramses? Ramses? I'm not too sure, but this is that deck. Number 2. And number 3, you have the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Can't go wrong. My dog is spooked right now. What are you so spooked about? He's, trying to get used to the new home too. Yeah. Okay. So, pile number 1, deck number 1, the Everyday Witch Tarot. We will start with you. Everyone else, I think, is just going to get moved off frame for now. I didn't really think about that, having to move things. Okay, so collective number 1, the Everyday Witch Tarot. This is going to be what would life be like if you were famous. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out the description box. I have all of the details of how to get a personal reading from me. I do those. I love to do one-on-one sessions. I send videos. I do Skype sessions. You can, have just one single question get typed up for you. All of those prices and kind of options are actually in the description box if you want to learn more. And I'm also on other social media websites or apps. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, so go ahead and check out my shops there, and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the oracle cards. The first one is meant to be the energy closest to you, around you, in your space, with you being famous. The second one is going to be kind of the drama day-to-day life. What is being famous like for you? Let's romanticize it. Let's kind of take a look. So the first one we have is Soda Light. Socialize or join in. Make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. Okay, pile number 1, you guys are squatting up already. If you are famous, you guys have a big supportive group around you. You guys have homies since day 1, okay? People that have been helping you make it to where you are today and just, really grinding, and you have a lot of supportive people around you. I don't know if this lighting is too dark. It's not as bright as I would like it to be, so I'll just say that. Okay, so that's kind of the first card is Soda Light, socialize or join in. You guys have a really good voice. You could be someone who's out in public eye, doing politics. You could be someone who's very lyrical, who does a lot of singing, songwriting, composing, getting messages out there and your word out there. But also, people want to have you around. If you're famous, you get invited to all of the good parties. People are always trying to give you a shout out on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, and always trying to get your attention. So let's take a look at the next card. We have finances and career. Damn, okay. You guys are some networking socialites in this first one. So with the Soda Light, socialize or join in, and finances and career, you guys have, your hands in your pockets, full of your own cash flow, but you have your hands in multiple areas. You're someone who's very multifaceted and who invests their money in other areas. So you could be an actor, but yet you have an album, and you could appear in other places. So you're very versatile, very well funded. You could be a little bit bougie, expensive for some people to pay to have you there, but people pay the pretty penny to get you there, like Kardashian kind of level stuff. But Or like models, you know, how they'll have models go to places just to like, I don't know. Okay, let's keep looking. Pile number 1. What would life be like if you were famous? Collective number 1. You guys are making money. You're showing up everywhere. People want to collab with you in all fields. Fashion, song, music, movies. The first card that came out. The Ace of Swords. People want to see you. They want to like guest star you. Like, I feel like you're so well-rounded. Let's kind of get into your personality, because I feel like that's people wanting to interview you. But when they interview you, I feel like people want to get to know more about the real you, because they see some like really well-rounded you know, famous person, someone who's doing well, who's a great role model. Let's take a look. What would your personality look like if you were famous? The Ace of Wands. Okay, some of you guys are getting a glow up. Of course, you know, when you get that cash, you can eventually start to spend more on what you love. And when you're doing more of what you love, you are glowing different. You are burning brighter, shining brighter. And I feel like you're you're using your funds well, like to actually invest in things that you love to do and things that you're really good at doing. So it's like paying off. Because, I mean, you have 2 aces straight off the bat. You have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. Okay, now you just need the Ace of Pentacles, because you guys are really good at manifesting. So I feel like you socialize, or you join in and you get around these people, and you're able to share your ideas and have really good development ideas. And then finally you get the finances and status to put behind the idea and the movement. And you're really good at just manifesting with maybe socializing and sharing those ideas, or just collaborating with other people and working through the social status or the social bars of your famous field, or whatever career field it would be. We also have the Hanged Man. This is your personality. Okay, so let's get a little bit deeper into those. I feel like this is a good comparison. Okay, so I mean, there's some typical stuff that like I can feel famous people might experience. So there is a big balance between the Ace of Wands and the King of Wands. You guys have a lot of fire on the outside. I feel like this is the way that, you know, people do see the way that you show yourself outwardly, maybe through your creative outlets, through social media, and, you know, your true authentic self that you do show people still is that, like, I feel like you guys are really good looking, first of all, with the Ace of Wands and the King of Wands. Some of you could have really good dominant feminine and, you know, creative masculine energies as far as, you know, really pushing out certain projects. But that also means you could have a smoking pot, okay? But I feel like there's a big balance between the orange and the reds here on the outside. And then we do have the Hanged Man and also the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is seen as like a card of, you know, working through things and getting better, kind of going through the hard part of things. I feel like there's a flip side to you. So you could be really outward about your creative projects when they're finished, or when like you first get inspired, but like anywhere along the way you are absolutely cocooned with your creative process. You're someone who like steps out only at like the beginning and the end. You know, you stay real quiet and real humble through your working process. But I also feel like it's a very spiritual thing for you too. Like when you get this creative idea about, you know, how to boost your finance, or how to like, you know, get more cash flow coming in, and how to, you know, become more known and well established in society, which I feel like being famous is just being known, you know, for whatever fields you're in. And so you guys take it as a real transformational, like deep level. So whenever you get this idea, then you go through this deep creative process that you might have that totally involves shutting yourself out from the world, or like maybe you guys actually sit on your ideas for a while. Maybe you procrastinate. You have really good ideas, but you wait till the last minute to establish them as well, which all along throughout the process, or through the procrastination, I feel like you guys are developing a better understanding in your mind of how you want to see your creative idea develop and end up and manifest to be and show up to be in the world. We also have the King of Wands, someone who's very, very, very strategic. Okay, so I feel like with your finances and your career and your socialite status, when you make moves, you're very careful about them. You know who you show up with, you know who you surround yourself with and invest your money into, and what lines of applying your famous face and features to. Like, if you're a tennis player, you know that, like, you might not do the best at, like, advertising for candy. Like, it just doesn't make sense. The PR doesn't make sense. So, anyways, with the King of Wands, people see you that you're really good at, you know, managing maybe yourself, maybe your own accountant, your own manager, at least to some sort of level. But then, like, at the base of things, you're only doing what you want to do. Like, you're still truly the boss of yourself and maintaining your independency, while also allowing certain people to guide you, but only people that you can trust as well. I feel like you guys might have really good relationships with those who manage you or help get you, again, with this socialize or join in and creating a space of like-minded individuals, of people you can trust, okay? And that's why you're doing so good. That's why you have finances and career for being famous. Like, that's no other piles are getting that card. So you got some real people that you can, like, expect to walk through these cold nights with you just to get to, like, some warmth, who are willing to go through the dark days to, like, you know, get that bag at the end of the day and actually, you know, cash in. So then we also have the Hanged Man. You're really reserved about who you give your energy to when you're at that status as well, which is great. You guys are going to have that discernment of not to maybe get caught up in the hype, and keep true to yourself on the inside and out, and surround yourself with people who are going to support that and actually not take advantage of you while you're going through life-changing, you know, becoming famous, being famous. Everything too with this King of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. When you step out, people see you, people recognize you, people know you. A lot of you guys could be models, I'm getting, because there is a lot of Wands energy. With the Hanged Man being Virgo, and also the Five of Pentacles, very earth, so very in the physical 3D realm. You could be an actor too. I mean, shit, you could be anything. We have the Wheel of Fortune out here, but honey, you look like you look good. So the last two that we had for your personality was the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune. Just kind of reinstating what I said. Like, you stay true to yourself. You stay true to your roots, maybe your family, your upbringing, some kind of truth within yourself. You don't let it get swept away in the wheel. You don't become another cog in the machine and just another piece of, like, you know, whatever. But, like, you stay really quiet, and then you're just very surprising about what you do. You make really big surprise moves, really big money moves. Some of you could have just moved lately. I can see some of you being, like, moving into a really well-known neighborhood. Like, oh, they just moved in here? What? Like, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so else lives in this neighborhood. Like, living in a really nice neighborhood. I don't know. Or having a nice house. All right, let's kind of take a look at a little bit more, and then we'll be done here. So what would the outside, like, this is, you know, you staying true to yourself, respecting the grind, and not kind of getting lost in things. We're taking a look at how would other people be. I feel like some of you, if you got famous, you know, you being famous, you'd be famous from a young age. And if you're a little bit older now, you know, maybe you could have been younger even while you were growing up. And so also with this Six of Cups that came out, the Six of Cups talks about, like, people reaching out again and, like, reuniting with you. This is kind of like childhood friends, like people you went to high school with, or just people that you had a past with, kind of reaching out to you again and re-extending their olive branch. Also with the Ace of Swords being a communicative card, people wanting to talk to you, shout out to you, tag you in social media, get a like or reply from you. People want a piece of you, and if it makes you feel better to know that, like, your exes would definitely be on that. And also The King of Swords also came out. Here, let me get one more clarifier. People see you as very, very smart too, very intelligent, like someone who's very... We again have the Hermit in reverse. We had the Hangman in reverse, so I feel like that's pertaining again to that energy. I feel like people would want to see more of you as someone who's famous. Maybe like you really want to be famous, but still at heart you're like a homebody, okay? Nothing wrong with that. You got all the cash and money you can spend on whatever you like to upgrade your home. You know, man, I'd buy a huge bathtub. Okay, so what else would life be like if you were famous? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Cups. Oop, my camera. Oh no. Okay. So, we have the... Sorry, my phone is just all over the place right now. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and also the Four of Cups. I kind of feel this from a paparazzi standpoint of people always wanting to get a piece of you and see you stepping out in the physical world, but like also with the Five of Cups, like even when you're on vacation, they can't find you. Or also like it can be really disturbing too that you feel like you can never show up or step out without having it to be like a whole celebration, a whole ordeal. So that could be really stressful for you. And I feel like even if you try to get away onto a vacation, like just think of it. Like you couldn't even go to like a Six Flags to like ride some roller coasters and enjoy yourself and like be with friends or family and stuff like that. Or any other kind of vacation without kind of being seen and being, you know, made a deal of and people trying to get some kind of profit off of you. Like you think about it too, like when people come up just to get a picture of someone famous, it's almost like I get the hype, but also I kind of feel bad for some people. Like they could be just trying to enjoy themselves and it's like people are always trying to gain from them, but yet there could be some deep situations going on with you being famous with the Hanged Man in reverse. No, the Hangman and then the Hermit in reverse, both kind of Virgo energy. I feel like there could be some deep psychological struggle that you guys take with being famous, but I feel like that's just because you guys are such homebodies. But I feel like you're very, very, very creative, but maybe you would like the constant attention. I feel like it would almost become too much for you guys. Sorry to tell you, but like it is a lot. But if you've had it since you were at a younger age, or if it's kind of like the lifestyle that you grew up with, if you were kind of already in the spotlight, it might be something easier for you to adjust to if you're used to like rich people in your neighborhood being snooty and like kids just being rude to you. Like, I don't know. High school can be rough now, I can only imagine. Well, also, let's see. I feel like you guys are just really good at balancing your finances, being famous. People would definitely always like to watch you or see you or engage with you, probably more often than what you would put yourself out there for. Like maybe you're a model and you only do like modeling, but people would want to see you in like an actual movie and you're like, I don't do that. Also, I just feel like you're someone who's creative, so I feel like a lot of you could have like clothing brands or designing brands or anything that is kind of like, if you're in the music industry too, let's just say, because a lot of people in the music industry do have other lines of like clothing brands and of whatnot and what else. I feel like you would really, really expand well if you're in the music industry. Like, you would have a lot of other options of how to express yourself in the future. Of course, everyone from your past wants a piece of it now. Don't blame them. It's typically what happens. So it's cool to know someone you went to high school with got famous, but, you know, trying to be like, oh, we were best friends in the 3rd grade and freshman year. I asked him what day it was, and he told me it was October 3rd. But it's not October 3rd today. I hope that resonated with you guys today. If it did, please let me know. These are just kind of short and sweet readings as I settle into my new arrangements. I don't really think I'm going to keep this set up. You know, let me know what you think. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Alright, pile number 2. If you chose the Ramses Tarot, this one is for you. So we are going to take a look at the oracle cards first here. I do want to let you know, if you haven't already, check out the description box. I do the personalized readings. There's many, many options you can choose from. If you want to do a video session or a typed up session, let me know. They're all personalized, so they're specified just for you. So thank you guys for joining, and if you haven't already, subscribed as well. I am happy to be growing my channel. This is like the 3rd time I've moved, like I said, since I've started this channel, so it's been a journey getting there step by step. We are going to just randomly take some cards from the tarot deck later as well to get some clarifications on what would life be like if you were famous. So the first card here is meant to be kind of more of your personal energies, the energies closest to you and around you while you are famous. We have Tanzanite, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. So this is kind of like tea that might happen to you, you know, being famous, is like your relationships, those closest to you, you know, with your family, with your spouses, with significant others, with exes you had even before you were famous, like that kind of stuff. You might be really someone who's made a big deal of regarding your relationships, like in the tabloids and stuff like that. People might really be interested in seeing who you are with. But also, let's take a closer look at express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So, I don't know if this has like any kind of messages pertaining to your current life. Maybe you guys are in a love situation, a sticky situation, or have your eye on someone new, have a crush on someone new. Like, if you were famous, people would be making a spectacle of you so much right now. If you are in a relationship and you've been in a relationship, they'll be like, why aren't they married yet? Are they gonna have kids? Like, what is their house like? What is their love like? Where do they vacation at? What was their wedding like? People want to know all the ins and outs of who you're with romantically or at the time. And like, when people do see you together with your spouse, your significant other, your close friends, and your close family, they're like, damn, they're a power couple. Those are some power friends. Like, only like surrounding yourself with people who love you and support you the most. And I feel like you're not afraid to express your heart as well with being famous. You're not losing that part of you. I feel like you're staying open, and that's amazing. You know, it can become deceptive, and it can become overwhelming as well. So let's take a look into a couple of tarot cards and see what would life be like if you guys were famous. I'm not going to take those cards. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this layout here. First, we're going to take a look at you yourself as a person. What would you be like if you were famous? We have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. Okay, so you're someone who progresses fast. Okay, you get your ideas and you work on those. You work on them fast. You go from the Ace of Swords to the Two of Swords, so straight in order. The Ace of Swords talks about, you know, putting the hammer down, getting to work, acting on things right away, having epiphanies, having ideas come to you straight. The Two of Swords is, you know, taking up the challenge of at least making the first steps. You have 2 legs, okay? Step at a time, but taking that first hurdle of, you know, manifesting that. Also, you are someone who probably does speak out. I feel like a lot of you guys speak out about your feelings, you know, with all this heart space energy, like you're ready to love again because, you know, this world could put you through the ringer like day by day or year by year, especially if you're famous and in like the whole mix of things, I can only imagine. and also express your love. You're someone who speaks from the heart about things that you love and that you care deeply about. You could be an activist as well. You could speak out against wrongs, against discriminations and whatnot, and truly combat politics or like combat, you know, awarenesses regarding certain aspects or certain topics that mean a lot to you or that mean something close to you. Okay, sorry, my cards are coming out sloppy. All right, what else would you be like if you were famous? Six of Wands. Whoa. I'll take these. Okay, so the first card that came out is the Six of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So again, there is a romantic appeal about you. The Six of Wands talks about innovation, and the Ace of Cups talks about self-love, self-worth, you know, may your cup runneth over. And I feel like because you have so much love in this like overall view of your personal energy and what people like see of you being famous, you're a very romantic figure or someone that's famous that people just have huge crushes on, that but like they see you doing something new or something different. Something about you really makes you stand out with being famous. And I don't know if it's something that you're doing or creating or just the way that you pose and hold yourself and present yourself to the public, but people see you as a real progressive in whatever famous factor or career field that you are in. People see you with really good ideas, thinking smarter, not harder, being more ethical maybe, and just really actually investing into your own work or putting in a lot of hours in yourself in your career field. People see you as very humble, very hardworking. And we also have the Five of Swords. So this, I feel like there's so much blue in this, and I feel like you're someone who could be, I feel like you could go on retreats or like go away to like other countries, but you don't go alone. You could be like someone who goes on cruise ships a lot as well, on yachts. You could have your own boats. Maybe you go a lot to like foreign countries, and I feel like a lot of times you'll do retreats and you'll help people in the area, you know, positive publicity, but also the humanitarian side of things. I feel like you're really closely intertwined with those kinds of spotlights. So that doesn't mean that's what you're famous for, but I feel like you could maybe use your platform for those kinds of ideas. So what else would life be like, collective number 2, if you were famous? Let's get a little bit of a closer look through the lens. Ooh, I caught that one. We'll keep it. All right, the first one that came out, though, we have the Knight of Swords and the Three of Wands. There is some weird, like, challenging aspect that always comes up at first, because we had the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords, you know. I mean, the Ace of Swords alone as a picture, like, what? Sorry, I'm not used to this new camera angle, so forgive me. I don't think I like it, by the way. I don't like this lighting that I'm having to deal with. And the Two of Swords. So those two together are just very combative, very defensive. And we also have the Knight of Swords coming up with the Three of Wands. So again, we have that light, dark aspect, but this talks about hard, progressive work. Something that's not, like, you did not become famous overnight. Sorry, guys. It wasn't like you weren't a meme or anything and then instantly woke up viral the next day. This is something that definitely took a lot of time. Something that you might have even... a lot of you guys could come from, like... Let me clarify. Some of you guys could come from smaller towns too. Like, if you're not famous and in like a bigger city, you could be coming from a smaller town and having to like make your name known. And we also have the Magician. So maybe some of you guys, you know, like, even if you had like really rich parents, I feel like they still made you work for your own. They gave you a good work ethic, which as they should as parents. We have the Queen of Pentacles and also the Magician. This is a power couple, you guys. So this could be you. Again, there's something significant. I feel like if you were famous, maybe your spouse would be famous as well, or your significant other, or one of your friends. One of you is definitely in the spotlight, or if you came from really rich parents, you still worked every day. You still, you know, had to learn through those hot days in the sun and those hot days in the office, in the studio, any kind of studio, like putting in those hours with the Knight of Swords. I feel like also let's get another look. What would life be like if collective number 2 was famous? What would life be like if this deck is kind of not shuffling really well. I'm not going to take that. What would life be like if collective number 2 was famous? I'm not used to shuffling at this height either with this setup, so bear with me. What would life be like if collective number 2 was famous? What would life be like if collective number 2 was famous? Alright, and this will probably end the reading. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. The 10 of Cups. Yes, okay, so some of you, I did feel like you are getting it somewhat from these parents. Maybe they were really good role models, or maybe they give you a really solid foundation, or even in your own marriage, you guys have become such a power couple that you've really accomplished a steady business and a steady family, like ultimate power goals. And wow. Okay, so you guys are really starting to live lavishly as, you know, let's see. Let's take another look. Give me one more card. We're starting to get some good glimpse into the life. I always feel like it's always like somewhat like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Is that what being famous is like? I just have them in my mind because they stopped making their show, apparently. Okay. So, let's see. Well, that last one doesn't quite make enough sense for me. I'm not going to take these two, but I'll take this one. Okay, so it might be like a good thing too. So like being surrounded by so many people, I feel like you yourself could have like everything that you could have wanted. So you have the 8 of Pentacles, which is like putting in the hard work. She's weaving, and then they're making food, maize, bread, and, you know, baking it in the oven as well. This is the full steps and processes. You know, every piece counts. I feel like you're very meticulous. But also we see textiles, we see restaurants, we see baking, you know, actually making something with your own hands regardless. And so I feel like you could actually be someone who owns a business or starts a business, being famous and successful. Or maybe your parents have a really, you know, successful business as well. Maybe your spouse does. And we also have the 10 of Cups, which is the ultimate happy family life. Again, we see more food here. Some of you could be really famous small town wise, as far as like becoming famous within your community as well. And it could be because your family was rich or your parents were just really well known. We also have the 8 of Cups here. So these are all very pleasant images as far as having options and having multiple outlets. As we see weaving, baking, and we see chess, we see music, different instruments, different diets, different foods, varieties. You guys have, you know, a well-rounded life, and you have a like really good balance between your work, maybe the businesses that you're running, or like the work that you do that makes you famous, and you're there throughout the whole process, and you're there for your family too. That's great. You guys, if you deserve to be famous, I would agree. You guys have a pure heart and a pure family, pure surroundings to support you in doing that. And also the 8 of Cups talks about strategizing, but also trying different options, being a little bit more versatile. And I feel like that just makes you guys more useful even in other aspects, and you know, with teaching lessons and learning lessons in other areas of your life and really giving that to younger generations. You guys are a really good role model for being famous, and I feel like you guys are having your hands in the activist kind of platforms as well. And with the Eight of Cups, being a little bit more selective as well with where you invest your energies and how you express them and like how you present them to other people. We also have the Three of Swords. You guys have been definitely, I feel like you can go through instances where you're kind of taken advantage of, or like you're kind of pushed to your ends, and then that can cause you to get like energetically sick. I feel like being famous could almost like exhaust you, which it can, you know, with any very demanding job or any kind of job or like life like that puts you out on the line so often. I feel like you just eventually get tired and you need to recuperate. You need to make sure you're taking care of yourself first and foremost. I feel like you guys definitely have your hand into music and or to sports. Some of you guys could be really good physical athletes as well with this Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. You guys could be really good fighters, but also really heavy lovers and activists and people who speak out about injustices. And you guys come from a really good family, a really good background, or, you know, creating that kind of family structure, like a power family that the public would really, really want to see, because I feel like you just do naturally well, so you may cause the people around you to do even better, to like reach their fullest potential as well, and just become absolutely powerful communities, power families. All right, well, I hope this resonated for you guys. This is the first time I've done a reading like this, so it's just kind of short and sweet. I'm trying this is a new house, so it's a new camera angle, new energies, new vibes. So bear with me as we go through this process. I'll be excited to start getting more videos out as I am moving and settling in. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Hello, collective number 2. This is going to be your reading of what would life be like if you were famous. What would you be like if you were famous? You know, what would things kind of look like? This is the first time I've done a reading like this, so I'm kind of cool, a little bit different. I am just getting moved in, sorry. So I'm just kind of settling in. This is a new camera angle, just a heads up. This is the last pile, so I've noticed throughout the reading I don't really care for this. It's kind of difficult from this angle, but bear with me. We are going to take a look at, you know, what would kind of your energies be like, and what would the energies around you be like with you being famous, and a couple of other details. So I do want to thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, check out the description box. I do offer the personalized readings. If you want a video session, if you want it typed up, single question, double questions, all of that information's in the description box. So let's get started. What would the energies be like if you were famous? We have Rose Quartz, love life, new or renewed romantic love is here for you. So wow, you guys got big fans, big crushes. People love you. They love to see you, love to see your works. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So you guys have some crazy love vibes. Like, you guys could be a model, so like you guys could be very attractive, or some of you could be like a singer or songwriter that people just gush over. Boy bands, girl bands, single artists. You could be like just someone that really gets romanticized being famous, and creepy. Like, I don't know. People just really love you. Let's take a look at what you and your personality type would be like if you were famous. What would you be like if you were famous? Death card. Scorpio vibes. People are already mad hitting on you. We have the three of swords, the Empress. So you guys are looking extra saucy all the time. I'm not taking that card. I want to talk about these ones first. So I feel like you guys are, with the Death card, you are something else. You're something powerful. You're something different than the usual types. But also Death rules Scorpio, which Scorpio is a very, very, very strong lover. Death is like till death do us part too with the Three of Swords. So, I mean, if you guys had like exes, they could be super like still trying to get back with you. I feel like famous people would be hitting on you. The Empress card, like you'd be a hot commodity if you were famous. Trust me, when you get more money, you got more stuff to spend on self-care, you'd be glowing. You're spending more on things that you love to do if you're responsible, and you're looking fine. You're dressing in all of the like most expensive clothes. We also have the Two of Cups. People would like to know about your relationships if you're famous. People want to know who you're with, who you're dating, who you're interested in. People want to see you collaborate. People love your works on your own, but I feel like just because you're that good, they just want to see you more and more, so they can see you in more places if you're doing more things with more other people. And I mean, there's such a love here too that people will just absolutely find you romantic and just beautiful. Your lips, your body. Alright, so let's take a look to see kind of what would they be famous for. We had the Four of Cups show up. What would they be famous for? We also have the Page of Wands. So I am getting some of you could be into like modeling, photography. You could be a photographer yourself. We also have the King of Pentacles. You guys have really nice house, really nice belongings, really nice things. I feel like if you guys are already with someone, you would definitely financially support, you know, your relationships, and that could be like a huge thing too. You're able to really take care of yourself, your family, and those closest to you is what matters. So like you're taking care of your mama, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, like anyone that you consider family. I'm not going to take these ones. Something just, you know, this deck's just like not slapping. Let me shuffle it a little bit. What would life be like if you were famous? What would life be like if you were famous? I feel like a lot of you wouldn't really have to do anything. Everyone just like wants to help you. Like a lot of you guys could have like people who help around the house or personalized chefs, which, you know, cooking takes time, especially if you're eating like that every day, all day, like, trust me. So I feel like a lot of you guys could have people that help you, that work with you daily. A lot of you guys could have someone that you need to see daily to do your work. So you could have like a makeup artist or something like that. Or you have to make like daily appearances. We also have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Some of you guys could be actors and actresses as well. Like I'm getting really exaggerated masculine, feminine energies like at their strongest with King and Queens. Also with the Page of Pentacles being like how you earn your money. Some of you could be, maybe you don't work alone, but if you're famous, again, people want to see you do those collaborations. People want to see you in more areas. I do feel like a lot of you guys are really good singers or dancers, and they want to see you like in other people's stuff. And it's, I feel like also, there is a big deal too, something about the romance, and there's a lot of suitors. There's a lot of people in your life as well. So I feel like maybe you or someone in your friend group could be famous as well. There's a big partnership too. I don't know what we have. The the Two of Cups. We have a King and a Queen, Pentacles and Cups, and then we also have a Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, which they're not paired, but and we also have the Lovers. So let's try to figure out this duality. What does the duality have a sense of as far as them being famous? So, okay. Some of you are like very multifaceted. Like, for some reason, and I'm sorry if this does not resonate with you. Take it as it resonates. I did mention something about a makeup artist earlier. There's something coming through about drag queens here. There's so much love and there's so much support. You can do anything you want. And like, I feel like that's just for some of you. Absolutely for some of you. But other than that, a lot of you guys are really good at balancing your masculine and your feminine energies. You could be really good actors. Again, there's just a fluidity about it. Also, too, with that, I feel like you guys just work with so many different people. Like, you come into contact with a lot more people than what normal piles do. And you work with more people than other piles do. So, like, you have your reach very, very far. So, if you are in one industry, you know people in, like, everywhere. So, like, you're really, really, really well known. Yeah, you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Magician. So very strong on your own. Very, very well known. Very self-sufficient. Very self-standing. In your own spotlight kind of energy. But also if you are in a relationship, which I feel like you wouldn't get married until later on in your life, that might be something that you take very slow, you know. Because I feel like when you first become famous, maybe you've already been through some shit. Maybe you are just like, you know, kind of in the scene when you're being famous, so like kind of breaking hearts, getting your heart broken, and really just still investing with yourself. Can you see that? There's literally a squirrel down there. But yeah, so I feel like you would wait till later to get married, but you guys would be really, really good together. I feel like some of you could be really good at let's see. I was gonna say baking, but that's like, I don't know. You guys are just really romantic. I'm not too sure like what other things you could really be famous for other than being like a supermodel, a musician. And, you know, I'm not getting really any other vibes through this. Like, you're not some mad scientist who figured out global warming. Not that I see anyways. And a lot of you guys just like, you look so poised and just so perfect, and I feel like that's why a lot of you are models. But I feel like that's also why people always care to tend like who famous people are dating, who they're with, who they're interested in. Maybe your spouse would also be famous, which can make things twice as, you know, there's a lot of spotlight out here. There's a lot of yellow. You could just straight up be a philanthropist. Like, just some really rich person. But that's really all I'm getting for you guys. This was kind of a harder reading, so I do apologize. But if you feel like you resonated with it and got any message through it, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear and see. Yeah. So thank you guys. I will see you next time. And don't forget to check out the description box. Give me a subscribe or like. And I will see you next time.